I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Courtside Soundoff podcast. Once again, I'm Josh and Angel Ortega. As always, welcome by the one and only man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, my friend and yours, Angel Ortega. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, and by a lot, UFC 315. We got that to go over. We have some summer news. Dana going out there, just dropping a bunch of fight announcements out there, as well as a bit of news outside of that. As always, you're brought to you by a few sponsors of the show: Rogue Energy, ELYXR, and BetMGM. Rogue Energy keeps me filled up when I'm at home, at the gym, or doing this podcast. They help me get there, get to the finish line with code SOUNDOFF at checkout. Once again, code SOUNDOFF for 10% off. All caps when you spell the brand name. Our friends over at ELYXR, same case there. Once again, code SOUNDOFF for 10% off. They're going to get you really high with their Delta 9 products. And they got everything: vapes, joints, gels, gummies, whatever you want. Your pick of the litter. You can get it for 10% off. Code SOUNDOFF. Lastly, BetMGM. Look, it was a pay-per-view, and if you would have followed our boy over here and taken a few of his bets, you could have made some money like he did with BetMGM. And if you follow that link down below, if you have not used them before, get up to $1,500 in bonus bets paid back. That's if you do not hit on your first one. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER if you're having any issues, but if not, and you want to have some fun with us, go ahead and follow the link down below. Angel, Saturday night, up in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, the Bell Center. No longer remembering the name. Jesus. No longer remembering the name, man. Belal Muhammad loses the UFC welterweight title. It was a back and forth war. JDM, Jack Della Maddalena, winning by unanimous decision. 48-47, 48-47, 49-46 were the scores across the board. JDM looking powerful, looking strong, shaking off the takedowns. If he would get taken down, he'd get right back up. And as the fight went on, just busting up Belal Muhammad late, especially in that fifth round. I think if he honestly could have pressed the gas, he might have been able to get him out of there. He was landing some huge shots. Give me your thoughts on the fight, man. JDM and new.
I gotta say, I think I'm surprised myself. I didn't think it'd be this good. If I'm being honest with you, I thought it was going to be a lot more insane. It was insane. The whole night of fights. That whole night was wild, especially with that penultimate ending of JDM taking the crown for Belal, which it's going to be weird. How is Belal going to be looked at in 10 years? I kind of do wonder how that's all going to be, how people's perceptions of him are going to be as a champion. I felt like Belal went out there wanting to prove something. But at the same time, I feel like you can't discredit what JDM did in there. And ultimately, one guy left with a belt and the other one didn't.
It's a good way to put it. I think how Belal Muhammad's going to be viewed in about 10 years as, honestly, he's not going to be viewed very highly for a variety of reasons. And I don't think it's necessarily his fault, but he's in that, Jake Shields tier. And as far as, maybe not the best comparison given everything going on there, but he's in that sphere of being a guy who's not very entertaining for the most part, I'd say, and was very high level, and ultimately had a lot of success. And unlike those guys like the John Fitch types, he actually won the belt, which is huge. But losing in his first title defense, and look, man, it's almost like he knew, all right, if I'm gonna lose my title, I'm gonna swing and bang. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna put on a war. I'm gonna give something for people to remember. Ironic given the nickname, but yeah, not a joke, but yeah, he gave the people something to remember. It was a banger, man, and it was a very back and forth fight. I saw a couple of people saying Belal Muhammad won, which I didn't agree with that personally. I thought it was 3-2 JDM, but regardless, just a banger fight, man. And now we kind of know the future with the whole thing is that this fight was holding up two divisions, not just one, but two divisions. You have lightweight and welterweight, and now welterweight, which already had a bunch of title contenders already in the waiting. Shavkat Rakhmonov supposed to potentially get a title shot at one point. You have guys like Ian Gary on the rise. You have the Buck taking on Kamaru Usman, obviously coming up soon. But now you have Islam Makhachev officially moving to the UFC welterweight division presumably fighting JDM. JDM saying he'd be willing to fight as soon as September, Angel. Give me your thoughts on that possible matchup.
Dude, fucking insanity. Especially after this fight and how JDM looked. It makes that fight way more interesting, way more compelling. He showed more folds, so I think that kind of gives people a lot of hope in this division. I gotta say, man, whoever dominates this division, if even possible, or whoever gets 2 title defenses, because I feel like this would be a division, dude, where the belts just get tossed around. Like maybe you'll see a guy get 1 title defense, win it and lose it. So if one guy is able to overlook the rest, that's that motherfucker, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. And right now, I mean, you take a look at the top of the division. Like I said earlier, there is already no shortage of contenders. Obviously, you have Shavkat, already had a title shot, kind of been waiting, and now gonna have to wait a bit longer. Sean Brady potentially earned a title shot. Kamaru and the Buck, they're gonna be fine soon. Gary on the rise. You had Islam Makhachev to that. It's like, dude, what a stacked division. As far as that matchup goes, JDM, Islam, I mean, that's absolutely happening next. It's nice to have some clarity. Hopefully they can get that one booked for September if JDM is healed. And he got, to the credit of Belal Muhammad, I said earlier, JDM busted him up. Belal Muhammad landed some huge shots of his own. JDM definitely took some damage and get out of there completely unscathed. So if they can get him cleared, they can get him ready for September, maybe October. Good, man. Let's keep this division rolling. Let's keep it going. There's a lot of contenders right now, man. Let's get it going. JDM showed a lot, man, from the takedown defense to whenever he would get taken down, the kind of ability to scramble out. Great stuff there, man, from the Aussie. And saying that he wants to get revenge for Volk. I mean, there's already a storyline brewing, man. I mean, it fits perfectly. And I'll tell you, man, I wasn't really, until I saw this fight, in my head, I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about it, an Islam JDM fight. If there's gonna be a guy for Islam to move up, I was kind of hoping maybe Shavkat would be more fun, or maybe Ian Garrett could talk some shit. Sean Brady, maybe the grappling could be. But after watching that performance Saturday, it's sign me the fuck up.
It's intriguing now, man. Isn't it?
Yeah, man. I mean, he looked the speed, the boxing, the takedown defense, they show the 5-round cardio. JDM, goddamn, man.
This guy started off 0-2, dude, in his MMA career. He could have gave up.
Dude, you know what, dude? Honestly, he is, minus going to prison, he's the B-Hop of MMA at this point. He's a boxer already,
Some
man.
would argue with the
B-Hop,
prison.
B-Hop started off, I think, 0-2 as well. So, fuck it. Or at least 0-1, I know. So, yeah, man. Man, 18 wins in a row. Just some of the names there. Kevin Holland, Gilbert Burns, Belal Muhammad now, Randy Brown. The guy's just on a hell of a run. I didn't mean to cut you off earlier, but,
Dude, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. One of the coolest stories in the UFC, man, really is. And especially coming off, dude, the fact that,
it happened quick.
It happened real quick, too, because, he was supposed to get the title shot, When
he gets signed? When he win his contender fight?
Contender fight was September of 2021.
Dude.
So, less than 4 years later, now UFC champion. You got to keep in mind here, too, he spent a year of that on the shelf. Yeah. Hurt. I believe, what was it, a broken arm, and he also had an infection at one point.
So it could have been quicker in theory.
Yeah. And look, dude,
28, dude, the right time, right?
Peaking, you want to talk about peaking at the right time, dude. Even in the Gilbert Burns fight, you saw him get taken down a lot. You saw the inexperience show a full all-around performance, just incredible stuff. And I saw some people going, well, he only won because Belal Muhammad didn't really go for the takedown as much, yada, yada. Dude, Belal Muhammad couldn't get in for the takedown. He was dude. If he wasn't shooting for the takedown, he's getting busted up by the jab.
You know what this reminds me of a little bit? It's an extent. It's not the same, but it's if Justin didn't get his nose broken in the first round after Max threw that random sidekick that just happened to break his nose.
Yeah, dude. If Belal Muhammad just wasn't getting punched in the face and could get a takedown, the fight would have been completely different. Bro, come on, dude. Dude, Belal was in full credit to Belal too. This is not to take anything away from him, because I think honestly we could have a discussion about him in a minute, but.
If he was Stefan Struve didn't eye poke Stipe in that one fight, he knows Stipe might have won.
Yeah, infamously never eye poked anybody, Stipe Miocic. So, I still remember he had the DC Stipe trilogy. He had him looking like fucking what's his name? What is it? Forrest Whitaker in fucking Star Wars. He looking like telling Jyn Erso to come help him. He's fucking blind, dude. He's got a lazy eye, bro.
Jesus.
Blinded DC. Kind of reined it in. Yeah, man. Full credit to JDM. Belal Muhammad, I think we can kind of just close out on him. I think at this point, he's 36. I think he actually has a lot to offer at this point. That was an incredibly fun fight. And if you're going to fight like how you did on Saturday, Belal, dude, you could do some fun shit there. I don't know who he would fight. But I think honestly, dude, give him a fun fight. Give him a fun fight. People hate the guy. Maybe Colby Covington. I think they could sell that shit. Are you kidding me? Dude, that would be...
That
dude,
promo would be insane.
That's what I'm saying. And dude, fuck it. I mean, Belal, he's 36. Let's be honest here. With the amount of contenders in the division, he's not going to get a title shot anytime soon. Islam is going to be fighting for the belt next, so he may be locked out anyway, you know?
The division's going to be in a weird spot for like a good year.
Yeah, maybe give him that or give him Ian Gary. Give him a fun fight. And, you know, he honestly, like, he took everything. He kept the ball rolling as champion. He got people to hate him, and he did a lot well. So, yeah. Props to Belal Muhammad as well as JDM. Great stuff. Can't wait for the Islam fight. Let's move down to that co-main event, though. Because, honestly, this one was a banger as well. And I feel like people kind of overlooked this one, man. Especially on fight night. I saw a lot of people shitting on it while it was happening. It's like, guys, like, I know a lot of people hate women's MMA.
It wasn't a bad fight, though.
I thought it was actually a really good fight.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Valentina Shevchenko and still defeats Manny 48-47s across the board. I think I had it right about there. Shevchenko going out and breaking Faro's nose in round 1. Just great stuff from there.
Oh, she did the back's hallway.
Yeah, just, dude, if Manny Pacquiao didn't have her nose just randomly smashed in the first round with just that right hand, which happened to be there, you know, like, God, dude, I hate fight fans, bro.
It just happened to be
It just happened to be there, bro. Like, no, but anyway, so Valentina Shevchenko, man, just great stuff, man. Great stuff. I mean, at this age, 37 now.
Dude, if Ian Gary just wasn't a cuckold, he would have beat Shockball. Like,
if Ian Gary just worked on his takedowns a little bit more in the bedroom, he would not, you know. Anyways, jokes aside, I actually like Ian Gary a lot, so I don't even like making fun of him because he gets so much shit, you know. But anyways, Shevchenko and Stella, give me your thoughts on her fight. And it looks like, presumably, I mean, granted,
how was she ever even an underdog or even money?
That's what I was saying, dude. Like, before the fight started, I even texted you. I'm like,
I get why people were hesitant, but I'm like, you guys really think it's be bad at Faro? I mean, she's pretty, like, she's pretty one-dimensional. We could say that at this point.
Manny Pacquiao is very good, but and this is what I said, man. Like, she's very one-dimensional. Like, if you can get her down, you know, or if you can, you know, and even then, like, she had some control time here. Like, she's very, very strong, but she's very kind of, I would say. Like, she's not going to go for it as much as she needed to at various times. She showed that she's willing to be patient if that's going to get her the win. And against Shevchenko, she has that championship experience. She's got that dog in her. She knows she has to go the extra mile, especially after some of these tough fights at Grasso where she didn't get the call, get the decision, especially the second fight. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. I was shocked she was a favorite. I even texted you. I'm like, dude, like, why the fuck was Manny Pacquiao a favorite? I was like a minute into the fight. I'm like, dude, why? Like, and then they flashed the betting odds up. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, she's close as a favorite. Like, word. That's just crazy to me. But
it was a weird thing.
Yeah,
did we just like forget? Like, you know?
Well, yeah, and it's like, I mean, Shevchenko fought more recently even Faro did. Look, dude, she beat Erin Blanchfield very impressively. Like, just clean sweep against the young Erin Blanchfield. It was kind of like a setup moment for Blanchfield in Jersey. But I mean, outside of that, like, she isn't.
Hey, the same shit would have happened if it would have been Blanchfield in there. Just saying.
No, I mean, well, and that's kind of the thing, right? We're probably going to see either a Weili super fight, which, dude, they refuse to let Weili fight Verna Janjarova. They refuse to just let Verna get a title shot. I've never seen anything like it. But they said, fuck Verna, because that seems to be the direction. Zhang Weili against Valentina Shevchenko. If not, it's probably going to be the winner of Blanchfield Barber. What would you like to see next for the bullet?
I'd say, I mean, if Barber wins, I think Barber. If not, Silva, I think, is also an option at this point. The Weili option is there, but I don't feel like you have to execute it yet.
Yeah.
I feel like if Weili beats Verna, shit. Shit. Dude, let's run it. You know? Yeah. Let's run it. Let's run Valentina versus Weili. But outside of that, I think right now, I mean, I think you got movement still in both divisions. The only scenario where I think it's like worth it to do is in which like Blanchfield wins, and if Verna, and if Weili beats her, or however the fuck it would work out. God damn it, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, here's what I would do. I think they should have already booked Zhang Weili against Verna, but the fact that they didn't shows me that they're going to do Zhang against Shevchenko, which I think, like, that's an awesome fight, and they really don't have a lot of other contenders. Like, as far as, like, you could do, like, other than that, the issue is that, like, you do right now. Like, there are times whenever, like, they have had no contenders, but at least you got one or two right now. Especially for Zhang Weili, as much as I love the woman, like, she's fighting once a year. Like, they built up a pipeline at one point of contenders. Like, they took forever to book the Yan Xiaonan fight. Like, they skipped over. I mean, she's retired now. Marina Rodriguez had a really good case for title shot at one point, didn't get it. Like, they've been very strange to kind of booking her lately. I'd prefer to see the Verna fight as well as having Shevchenko fight, probably the winner of Barber and Blanchfield. I just don't see why they have to make this fight right now when you have other contenders.
I wonder if Whaley's making a lot of money, though. I also kind of wonder that.
I mean, I think I have no idea. That's possible. I know that she's starring in like some movie. Like she just filmed some movie over in China.
Yeah.
So awesome for her, but
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. But I don't know, man. Like that's just me. And it's not to say that I think a Zhang Weili Valentina Shevchenko fight would not be incredible. I think that's like an awesome fight.
I just feel like they don't have to do it right now. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Things
like,
are stuff's in a position where they don't have to head in that direction.
Yeah, there's no reason why they have to do it right now, and that's what's odd to me. Because like, dude,
they
like,
could do it. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down to see it, but like, it's not like I don't know, man. I just feel bad for Verna Jandiroba, and I think that Erin Blanchfield as well as Macy Barber, those are two young gals who have put in a lot of work. I think less so for Blanchfield if she were to win, but for Barber, dude, Barber's on a fucking tear right now. And then to beat Erin Blanchfield, that'd be insane. So that should be.
I feel like Silva should get whoever the loser is of that fight.
I agree. I agree with you because we'll talk about her in a minute, but great performance on Saturday as well. We'll talk about this one because this one is controversial, and we also have to talk about what came after it. Oh man, Ahmed Zahabi. 37-year-old prospect keeps it moving, 29-28 across the board, defeats Jose Aldo. I mean, just a banger fight, man. I mean, it was an absolute banger. Honestly, if JDM and Belal Muhammad didn't go out there and try it, and honestly, put on arguably one of the greatest fights of the year thus far, I think this probably would have gotten it. But the scoring was a little bit off, in my opinion. Angel, give me your thoughts. I know I texted you on the night of it, tell you my thoughts, but
telling you guys, this shit is depressing as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I know I was right in my heart. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think you can make a better case for Jose Waldo winning all 3 rounds than you can make for Ahmed Zahabi winning this fight, 29-28. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. But although I thought clearly won round 1, I thought he clearly won round 2 and round 3.
Josh is like, I would rather argue John beating
Dominic
Reyes than the. Dang!
I mean,
the hate is real.
No, I think here's the rankings. Okay, John Jones, Dominic Reyes is the worst because I don't know how if you have eyes, I don't know how you can give John any of the first 3 rounds, but that's okay. And then you have Jose Aldo against Mario Bautista. That's number 2. Because you first made him win a fight by hugging in my entire life. I don't remember a single notable punch coming from Mario Bautista. At least Aldo landed a few. And then you have this one, Aldo Zahabi. Aldo Zahabi, you can give Aldo all 3 rounds before you give Ahmed Zahabi 2, in my opinion. I thought he clearly took the first 2.
Type shit.
Clearly won the first 2 rounds. I understand the second round was closer, but having a closer second round than because of like the first round was so lopsided. It's kind of like whenever like you have a big favorite come into a fight and then like, oh damn, this guy's not getting his ass kicked. It's a closer fight. Ahmed Zahabi just got his ass kicked less in the second round than he did in the first. And then round 3, look, I think that's even a round could go to anybody as well. Aldo gets 2 knockdowns. I mean, he kicked the guy in the fucking face, man. I mean, like that was the closest in a while I've seen the fight get to a finish and the fight not be finished. You know what I mean? And then granted, Zahabi, to his credit, comes back, lands some big shots, gets the takedown, gets about 2 minutes of control time as well as some big elbows on top. I think you gave that round to Aldo too. 2 knockdowns? I mean, come on.
Do you think the judges were on some Boogar Sugar?
I'm not gonna make any assumptions about the judges other than that they need to go get their fucking eyes checked. That's the only assumption. The only assumption I'm making is that they don't have 20/20 vision. That is the assumption that I'm making. You look up the MMA decisions on this one. It's been a while since we've had one that's lopsided. 77% in favor of Aldo. And then you have the MMA media scorecards, only 2 of them out of, I mean, I'm not even going to count all these. I mean, at least 15. You go ahead and take a look at there.
Are they all for Aldo?
All but 2
Who were the two media?
Drake Riggs from Uncrowned, which I like Drake. I'm not gonna shit on the guy.
He'd be
And
having
then
some crazy though sometimes.
he do be having some scorecards I disagree with. He do
Yeah.
be having some scorecards I disagree with. And then Eric Riker of the New York Post, who I do not know, but I think he actually he's interviewed a few guys. I'm pretty sure I know this guy. But the point being, yeah, dude, yeah, I couldn't disagree more, honestly. Yeah, man, like I said, I'm not saying I would give the fight 30-27 to Aldo. I'm not saying that. I think round 3 probably went down as a hobby. But look, dude, I mean, the guy got 2 knockdowns. I thought he clearly outstruck him on the feet in the first 2 rounds. The stats back that up as well. At least you're taking a look at overall strike counts. I don't know what to say about it, man. Yeah, I mean, I know you're in agreement with me. The judges fucking hate Jose Aldo. That's all I have to say. That's all I got to say. Yeah, disappointing to see. And then Aldo afterwards retiring again. It seems like this one's more. I mean, I guess he technically didn't retire the first time. He retired from MMA. And he said, I'm going to boxing. And then he had like 4 or 5 boxing matches. This time, retiring in general. But then he came out afterwards on Twitter and was like, this may have been my last fight. So it's like, Jose, I love you, brother. But can
you have some transparency?
Can we come to a clear decision? Or at least be like, yo, UFC, I'm only taking fun fights. If you offer me anybody below the age of 35, I'm not doing it. Like, I think, I'm not even joking. I think that should be a strategy for him. Throw him up with lightweight, dude. Throw some lightweight fights at him. We could have him see, not even, if he wants to do lightweight, he could do featherweight, he could do, not bantamweight anymore because he missed weight here.
Someone suggested Pitbull versus Aldo.
Pitbull versus Aldo, there you go. How about Edson Barboza versus Aldo? I like that. You know, you could do some fun things. If he wants to go to lightweight, you have so many old vets.
Alex Caceres versus Aldo.
That's a crazy one. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's crazy. Bruce Leroy versus Jose Aldo. Oh my God.
What if Aldo started fighting like the Julian Arosas? You know what I mean?
I mean, I wouldn't even hate that, dude. Like if you're gonna go like the fun
Andre Fili.
Andre Fili. If you want to go to lightweight, fucking. How about Jim Miller, Jose Aldo? Would you turn down?
I would watch it.
Jose Aldo. Bobby Green, Jose Aldo.
That'd be fun.
Fucking, I don't even know. Like
Brian Ortega.
Brian. I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't.
145 title run starts today, baby.
Dude, I'm just saying, dude. There's a lot of options, Jose Aldo, and they're giving him like the least fun options.
What if Aldo fought Mozart Rolev?
Then, mate, do you know what? We might get a fun fight out of that guy. We might have some bangers out of him. You know, maybe. Jokes aside, I feel bad for Jose Aldo. There are very few times where I watch a fight. Exactly, I'm just conditioned to it. You know, like I see fights so often.
Oh, is that the end of WEC right there?
Oh, man.
Because it's about
still around. Dustin's around.
Cub.
Yeah.
But he's kind of
Cub said he might be retired too. He said probably one more and that's it.
Fuck, dude. Cub versus Aldo.
There you go. There's another one. There are so. How are we coming up with better fights in the UFC like right now? Like honestly, I know why, because they're trying to do like the whole thing like, well, if we give him to a young guy, maybe the young guy will beat his ass, and maybe we'll have like a young guy to promote. That never happens. It's Jose Aldo. He's gonna make him look. He's just that good, dude. You stop giving him these guys. You're gonna only make us hate them more whenever they get a bullshit decision over him. Jokes aside, I feel bad for Jose, but yeah, that's all I gotta say. Ahmed Zahabi, on the flip side of it, showed incredible heart. He'll get presumably a big fight next. That was a banger, and honestly, man, a good night for the Canadians. You got they didn't have a lot of top level guys on this card. Obviously, Zahabi's the highest ranked guy, I believe. And we'll see what he does. But yeah, man, the Canadian dream, Ahmed Zahabi, going out there and pulling off a big win, man. Now ranked number 11.
By the way, are you getting these like Canada reels? Because I've been getting some.
I've been getting a couple Canada reels, yeah, man. They're feeling real patriotic up there right now, you know? I wonder why. What if something's happened to make them like feel like, damn, dude, we got to show that Canadian spirit, the Canadian pride, you know? Anyways, let's move one down. Talked about it earlier. Natalia Silva defeating ELYXR Grasso, 30-27 across the board. I'm honestly not that surprised, dude. I mean, she looked slick on the feet.
Fast.
Very fast. Hey, man, that speed kills, brother. That speed kills. Grasso just one step behind the entire fight. Not to say Grasso didn't have some pockets of success, a couple of shots here and there, but for the most part, largely getting outpointed. Give me your thoughts, man. I mean, we kind of talked this earlier. We kind of figure what's next for her, but what do you kind of think of her performance overall?
It was good. I mean, she looked fast. She looked, what's the word, springy, you know? That's probably the way I like to say it.
Yeah.
Had several options during the whole fight. I love that front kick she was throwing up the middle. Big fan. I was loving some good teeps.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she looked good as fuck, man. I remember I need to go back and rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure I glazed the hell out of her previous performance, and I doubted her on this one just because I felt like Grasso was going to go out there and try to get one back. She was really going to get her like really, stamp it, put her name out there.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up being like the complete opposite. It was actually kind of like very like the most tragic scenario for her now because it's kind of like, oh, like this is it.
Yeah. I mean, for Grasso, I mean, you definitely.
I'm almost uninterested in seeing her, not because she fights bad, but it's just like what do I have to look forward to right now?
It really feels like she peaked at the right time, and there's no offense to her because like some people never peak.
I mean, that's true.
And she peaked at the right time. I mean, she beat Shevchenko. That second fight, I think, was probably. I honestly thought she looked better in the second fight than she did in the first fight. The first fight, she was largely getting worked up until that fourth round. And in the second fight, man, like just very back and forth. In the third one, she lost all 5 rounds. She lost all rounds here.
The trajectory of the fights did not seem like how you thought she would have done.
Yeah, and now ranked number 3. I mean, and it's like I think she's probably going to fight Jasmine Jasovicius next. I feel like that's like the most logical fight. I mean, fought on the same card, should have a similar turnaround time. Jazz is on a huge run right now. And we'll talk about her in a few minutes. But yeah, man, I wouldn't say I'm disinterested in ELYXR Grasso, but at 31, like it's been a while since I've seen somebody like lose the title at that young of an age and be like, oh yeah, they're never going to get back to there. And I've been wrong before. I didn't expect her to be as like when she came to the UFC, she was like on a killer run. I thought maybe she could be a champion one day. She got there in a much different way than I expected her to. But even now, like
you switch weight classes too.
Yeah, like she had an incredible run to the point where I didn't expect her to do any of that stuff. But I really don't expect her to do it again. You know what I mean? I don't want to say people have found her out, but there's very much a clear recipe to defeat ELYXR Grasso at the top of this division. And hey, man, like she had a hell of a run, but
what happened, man? What happened? I hate to say it, but I heard Luke say it, but it felt like she regressed.
It really did. It really did look like she regressed on Saturday night.
Because dude, we're talking like you said, she looked arguably better in the second fight, which I mean, I still thought I thought she lost, but
I mean, same here, but it was close enough to where I was like, okay, draw's fine,
Yeah, well, yeah, I could live with it.
Yeah,
but
I could be okay.
Yeah, I mean, she legitimately looked very good in that second fight. We're to the point where I'm like, fuck, I'm worried. We're going to the third fight. I'm like, fuck, I'm still going Chev. And then she got dominated in the in the third fight, like absolutely dominated. And it was just like, what happened here?
Yeah, man, it was shocking. It was shocking just how badly she got dominated in the third fight to the point like she got worked, man.
I mean, it was literally the meme of the guy looking at the mirror. If you know, you know. Am I
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, man. Love that show. Anyways, yeah, man. Shocking how badly she got dominated in that third fight. And look, dude, even here, I'm like, I picked Natalia Silva to win. I thought she'd do it in probably like a pretty clean fashion. But even then, I don't know if I expected her to win like almost every exchange across 15 minutes. I mean, you can look up the strike counts. ELYXR Grasso getting outstruck in every single round.
She lost to a young girl too, dude. She's 25. She should have been dogging her in there with some vet moves.
Yeah, she was the veteran in there, and it looked like she wasn't. Like ELYXR Grasso, older, former champion, and looked like she was.
They were on even playing field.
Yeah, even playing field. It looked like she had never dude. I was shocked at how easily.
I was banking on that whatever Grasso had, which wasn't there at all.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't surprised Silva won, but I wasn't expecting her to win like every exchange, man. Like that, like ELYXR Grasso, she had a couple of shots here and there. I'm like, okay, like all right, there we go, let's get it going. Like maybe she'll land like a big right, but yeah, man, just the boxing, which we saw a lot in that trilogy, it just looked like it wasn't there, and then she wasn't really having the pressure to come back. You know what I mean? Like that's something that she had in the Shevchenko fights was the urgency. Until that third fight, she had urgency. Even the first fight, she was kind of getting worked a little bit up until the championship rounds. She was still moving forward. She was trying to do things. Second fight, same case there. It looked like she lost all urgency once she won the belt.
You say she didn't want it no more, Josh?
I'm not saying she doesn't want it no more. I'm saying that it looked like
she didn't want it anymore in those moments, though.
It looked like she didn't do enough. It looked like she didn't do enough, Angel.
Damn, Josh.
Yeah. I mean, I had to put it out there. I was
trying to clickbait you, goddammit.
Anyways, man, opening up the card. Very little to say this one. BSD, just a night of the office, man. I mean, he went in there and he wasn't trying to swing and bang. You could almost kind of get that vibe, like, all right.
That was a horrific first round, though.
It was not a good first round. Kyle Prepolic, is that how you pronounce his name? Yeah. Kind of going out there and being able to like hold his own in the grappling a little bit. Landed a couple shots. But then in the second round, BSD kind of making it look academic, getting the takedown and ultimately passing,
taking care of business.
Yeah, taking care of business.
It's not like we didn't know what was going to end up happening.
Yeah, man, if he lost this one, it would have been catastrophic.
By the way, the UFC shutting down Joel Alvarez's move to 170. Did you see that?
I did see that, which odd, very odd, because I mean, that guy has been struggling with making the weight for a very long time, like very publicly, and he's only getting older. So like, I don't know what they're thinking there, honestly.
And he kind of was like, okay, fuck it, so be it. We'll move to 170, especially because he has the power to ask for a ranked opponent.
Yeah, that was very odd to me. I wonder if it's because he pulled out. That's who they're trying to punish him.
And you're like, fuck you, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and honestly, if he's gonna stay at 155, you got to rebook that BSE fight. I don't give a fuck. I mean, you got to just do it, dude. I mean, come on, that's one of the greatest fights you can make between two guys who aren't like top 10 material. I think, like, just the violence.
You ain't lying, King.
Just the violence with that one would be insane. But yeah, man, good for BSD. He's back in the winning column. Yeah, he needed it. That's all I got to say. And you could tell he needed it too. He was just going out there and like, all right, fuck, I'm not even brawling with this guy, and I'm the brawler. So, nonetheless, man, man, how about it? Canadian's finest, man. Like
people were banking on Charles Radke though a little bit.
A lot of people were riding Charles Radke. You know,
they had Charles Radke finish like first round or just by finish.
Yeah, man, and like I get it, because heading into this fight, I was kind of like, these are two guys who are like opposite personalities, but their stature in the division is honestly pretty close. Like, Mike Malott came in with a lot more hype, but then once he lost to Neil Magny, and he kind of, who was it, Trevin Giles, I think he fought before this, was kind of like, you know? And then, obviously, Charles Radke came in with, like, very little hype, but he got some big wins. He had some big moments, most of them involving slurs, but he had some big moments, you know? And then, yeah, man, but Mike Malott going out there, and, like, these two got personal throughout the week, you know? Charles Radke talked about how, like, Canadians booed the national anthem. Wonder why.
Charles Radke using the gamer word out there.
Yeah, man. And but Mike Malott flattening him in the second round, man. Great stuff there. What'd you think of that, man?
I mean, it was kind of what I expected. You know, I thought if Mike Malott was going to win the fight, it was going to be like that. Yeah. I never had a lot of faith in Radke. Like, when people were picking Radke, I was kind of like second guessing myself. So whenever the fight did happen, I was like, oh, okay. So I wasn't wrong. Like, this is kind of the direction I thought things would head. Yeah. You watch enough fights, you watch enough guys, you kind of like, you're okay with how things work out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, very few things surprise you unless it's like totally not what you expected, like Belal Muhammad, JDM.
Yeah,
you know
I mean, Chuck Buffalo is he's a brawler. He can get wild, so it wasn't that shocking that Mike Malott, kind of the cleaner guy, kind of caught him. But
speaking about shocking though, this next one did shock me personally.
This one was shocking to me. Jasmine Jasudavicius, dude, one first round submission win over Jessica Andrade. I mean, we've seen Jessica Andrade lose a lot lately,
but this was just way, way too easy.
She ran through her, man. I mean, dude.
Yeah.
Full props, man. Jasmine Jasudavicius, of all the people that come through here in the UFC, I did not expect her to be like championship material, top contender material. Now ranked number 6, first winner of our former champion. Dude, I mean, I said it earlier, her versus Grasso is the move to make, honestly. And then, dude, good for the UFC because they finally got
Andrade becoming like, I hate to say it, but like 125 Jeremy Stevens.
Oh, God. Yeah, dude, that's a really good way to put it. Yeah. Because at one point, people forget Jeremy Stevens, before he was kind of like the fun action guy, was a top 10, top 5 guy.
He fought Joe Lozon, dude.
He did. But no, like, for real, like, he was actually like a top, like, I remember whenever he knocked out Josh Emmett.
Hey, Joe Lozon at one point in time had an argument maybe for potentially a title shot, just saying.
He actually did. A couple different times. He knocked out Jens when he came back to UFC, and then who else? Beat Melvin Gillard, I think, in 2011. God, and they did him and Pettis, I think, in a title eliminator. That was that fight. Damn. So, and then he got knocked out by Pettis in Japan for the whole thing. Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
I mean, shit, dude. I mean, I love J-Lau, but that was going to be a tough one. Fighting prime Anthony Pettis in Japan. You're just set up at that point, you know? But also, you're supposed to lose to Melvin before that. So whatever. It is what it is. J-Lau, shout out. My goat. Fucked up. They didn't give him the retirement
But you think that's kind of the direction on Andrade?
I think so. I mean, at this point.
Because it ain't Michael Johnson, right?
No. I mean, she's 26-14, former champion. And she's had moments where, like, you think she's done. And then she comes back there and just fucks up Mackenzie Dern or something. Like, she's still an incredible fighter, an incredible talent. But I think if she can't make 115 anymore, I think there's a cap on her ceiling, and that cap is probably like a top 10 at this point in her career, and that's being generous.
She needs to be fighting like the very end. I think she is at this point like a little gatekeeper. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the women's flyweight division. I mean, do you think here's number? She's ranked number 9. Here's 10 through 15. Tracy Cortez, Karine Silva.
She can win that.
Yeah, so let me just remind real quick. Tracy Cortez, think she wins that?
She can win that.
Karine Silva.
She could, yeah.
Miranda Maverick.
She could, yeah.
Casey O'Neill.
Yeah, definitely.
Ariana De Silva.
Yes.
JJ Aldridge.
Yes.
I think she can win every one of those fights, but here's the issue. You go in front of her. Vivian Araujo. You think she wins that?
Hit or miss at this point.
Rose Namajunas.
It's Rose, so you never know.
That's a good point. She just lost to Jazz Vicious, Macy Barber.
Not this current version of Macy Barber, probably.
She's already lost to Blanchfield. ELYXR Grasso.
That one's a weird one, man.
I
Like,
actually don't hate that one at this point in the career.
hey, can we run Andrade versus Grasso?
I don't hate that actually.
Two former champs.
If we're trying to give like we're not trying to do Grasso versus Jazz Vicious, I wouldn't hate that.
I wouldn't hate that either.
Yeah, but then I think she probably loses that one though, if I'm being honest. And then Ferro, who I think she loses to.
She loses to Ferro now.
And then Natalia Silva, who she already lost to.
Yeah.
So, dude, I think she beats everybody in front, like behind her, but loses to almost everybody in front.
That's what I'm saying. I think she's just like a hardcore gatekeeper now.
Hardcore gatekeeper. We'll see what happens with her, but she's 33 now and a lot of damage. And she looked, I want to say washed, but I was shocked at how easily Jazz Vicious went through her. But Jazz Vicious, dude,
she's pushing 40 fights though for a woman.
I know, which is crazy.
Respectfully,
which is crazy. Yeah, man. And she's, dude, the wars, the fucking wars, dude. I mean, people forget, dude. I mean, even going back, dude, like, I remember her and Angela Hill fighting the night.
I know we talked about this a little while back, quite a while, maybe like a year ago, maybe now, maybe two. Yeah. It's very hard to remember. But I think I asked you this. What do you think was their better division? I mean, it has to be the one she became a champion, right?
It has to be 115.
It has to be 115.
It has to be 115.
I heard peak 115 was her best.
Yeah, peak 115, Jessica Andrade was just a killer. Now, she always had issues. Like, she was always very easy to hit. She was so much smaller than everybody. She would always take a lot of shots coming in, but
she was physically a lot.
She was physically a monster. And if she landed on you, like, it's going to be tough to deal with, you know.
Dude,
like,
where did it all go south?
I think that year where she fought like 4 times in a year because she got, was it divorced, I think?
She got divorced. She had some, I think she even had issues with her coaching staff too, potentially, if I remember right.
Yeah, dude, she fought 1, 2, 3, 4. She fought 5 times in 2023. 5 times.
She had too much going on, yeah.
And she lost. Like, you can tell she started off the year hot. That Lauren Murphy fight, I don't know if you remember that one, but Lauren Murphy has not fought since. That's how bad that one was.
She fucked up Lauren Murphy bad. I remember
real bad. But then she lost to Blanchfield. She fought 2 months later. She lost to Jan Chardon by knockout. She fights again 3 months later. She loses to Tatiana Suarez. And then she fights again 2 months later. But then she rebounds and beats Mackenzie Dern. And that was like, okay, we're back. So, but that's where it all went wrong, man. The 5 fights in a year, she took some massive damage in those.
What was that, 2023?
Yeah.
That 2023 was just bad.
Yeah.
For her. That was just not a good time.
So, I feel bad for Jessica Andrade. Hopefully she can bet on the right track, at least in her personal life, and maybe she can find out if she can figure out the weight at 115. I think she's probably fine. Like, I think 115 is a better division. But like, I mean,
but I don't think she wants to commit. I think at this point though, I think realistically, if you asked her, and I think she was like blatantly honest. Like, I'm like, do you think you're committed to having the 115 lifestyle?
I don't. Oh yeah, I don't.
Which is like, are you committed to eating this certain way, staying at this weight year round to compete at?
Exactly.
And I don't know if she necessarily wants to do that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Which is fine, man. I get it. You know, it's hard. And she's getting older, and there's obviously other factors that affect the weight cut for her. She's a woman. Like, yeah, no, I get it.
I get it too. It is what it is. Next down, your boy Medeiros Bukakas defeating.
Man, let me tell you.
So it was a little bit.
Me personally, I had no issues with the decision.
I know you wouldn't,
but a lot of other people might say differently.
Yeah, 82% on MMA decisions, and all but 2 media scorecards going in favor of Iancu Della.
Hey, I get it though.
Hey, you know what though? Medeiros Bukakas, man, he's back, man. He is back. 3 wins in a row.
Hey,
3 wins in a row after being cut 5 years ago.
How many in his last like 5 fights? Isn't he like 5-1?
Oh yeah, I mean since coming back to the UFC, he is 5-1 in his last 6. So
hey man, give him a ranked opponent. If he doesn't deserve to be there, we'll find out real quick.
Yeah, he deserves a ranked opponent at this point, man. I mean, you take a look at that top 15. I could easily see him beating.
We're like the bottom 3 names:
Alonzo Menefield, Bogdan Guskov, and Zhang Wenyang.
Oh, bro, run it with some.
Any one of those 3, I'd watch. Yeah. Speaking of light heavyweights, Navajo Sterling defeating Ivan Slurslan.
He looks fucking good.
Yeah, he looks like a good young kid, you know. But we got to fuck this one.
This was like the conversation of the night for like
a couple hours,
pretty much until like the main card.
Everybody was pretty worried about Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva, man, it's impossible to not feel bad for the man because in here, Marc-Andre Barriault, Canada's finest, who's fought in like every one of these Canadian cards. But I feel like we've been waiting for a big highlight from him on one of these cards for a while.
By the way, he is very active. Like, I'm looking at his Tapology right now. He fought 3 times last year.
He is deceptively active. Yeah, man. He fought on that Edmonton, Alberta card last year. He also fought on the Toronto.
By the way,
card,
he's so
lost
active.
both.
He already has a fight announced.
What, for real?
Yeah, he's fighting July.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh, you're right. He's fighting Shara Bullock.
He's fighting Shara Bullock.
Talk about that later in the show. A couple cards got announced. Yeah, man. Anyways, Bruno Silva, who had lost 4 in a row heading into this, including the eye poke to Weidman, the war with Sharbutin, just a lot. And ends up losing by knockout. Not only losing by knockout, having his skull kind of
dented,
I guess would be the correct word.
Cracked.
Yeah.
Something.
Cracked something bad. A bad look, bad scene, ended up being taken out on a stretcher. According to everybody, he is okay. But yeah, man, that was some scary shit, man. Yeah, hope for the best for him as far as his healing. And with five losses in a row and a cracked skull, I really don't think we'll see him again in the UFC, which sucks because at one point,
so he's a pretty fun guy. He's kind of a do or die, right?
Yeah,
he's just entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, at one point he was a killer, man. At one point he was a killer. Yeah, man, it's
push out the hair,
I mean, jokes aside, there were some moments, man. There were some moments he was coming forward, landing some big shots, so kind of sucks that he's at this point now, but it is what it is. Yeah, hopefully he got some nice money for this one. Daniel Santos defeating Lee Jun Young.
Solid win.
Fine win. And then opening up the card, Baskat Al-Khman knocking out our boy Brad Katona. This was a brutal one.
I felt bad, dude. It was so quick.
Yeah, man, just a minute in. And Brad fighting in his home country, too.
He tried to give him that Umar and Nurmagomedov treatment. Well, he did, actually.
He did. He did give him the Umar Nurmagomedov treatment, yeah. Yeah, brutal stuff, man.
He finished it, though, this time. He didn't let that shit linger.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this guy's a fucking monster, is he not? I mean, I am very intrigued to see. I mean, I feel bad for our boy Brad Katona, but, dude, this kid looks like the real deal. I mean, and he took that Umar fight on, like, what? Like, it was really short notice. Yeah, something like that. And
days notice.
Nearly finished him. Like, this kid, only 2 fights in, seems to be the real deal. Let's build him up properly from out of Kazakhstan, and dude, could you imagine? Maybe gets a couple wins, book a rematch somewhere down the line. Him having an actual camp. He showed in that first round what he's got. That's all I'm saying. He's got something there. Nonetheless, man. Anything else you want to talk about 315 before we go ahead and move on?
No.
All right. We're doing
our letterbox rating.
Oh, great call. I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm gonna give this one 4 stars.
Really?
I loved this card. The main event, the co-main event, you had a couple of wars, the prelims.
I'm gonna do the day porn. I'm gonna give it a 3-4.
A 3-4? I mean, you know what? Since we're doing getting real specific on it, I'm gonna give it a 3-7.
I like that.
I'm gonna give it a 3-7. 4 is a little bit too high. I was kind of doing like the rounding up from 3.5. Some people go by 0.5. If we're getting real specific, I'm gonna go with 3.7. Maybe
a 3.4 is low. Maybe I'll do a 3.6.
I'm gonna do a 3.7. I think the main event was a banger. Co-main event was a banger. I'm into Hobby, although it was a banger, but the decision kind of tainted it. The Malott fight was fun. Jazavicius has arrived.
By the way, I was trying to like early on, maybe do it next year. Like get on Letterboxd and actually track what my score would be.
I think that'd be fun.
And then at the end of the year, we see what our card average was.
Ooh, I bet we could just go back and listen to them and still do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, man, we do have a fight card going down. It's your favorite venue, my man. Your favorite venue. Here we go. UFC Fight Night. Burns versus Morales. UFC Vegas 106 from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada.
It's a good card. It almost feels wrong that it's in the Apex.
It does feel wrong it's in the Apex. That main event is good enough to sell tickets to, at the very least. Even before we're talking about the undercard, which actually does have some really fun fights. That main event, you could sell some tickets to that.
Dude, you could sell that ticket to a homeless person, bro. That's how good that main event is.
Dude. I mean, they'd probably take any ticket because they're homeless, but they want to be indoors, Angel. What's wrong with you? Why is that funny? Why are you laughing? In the main event, we have UFC welterweights Gilbert Burns, Michael Morales. Gilbert Burns has not been seen since his loss to Sean Brady last September. He needs a win. 3 losses in a row for Diderino. Now 38 years old.
He's almost 39, though.
Yeah, he's going to be 39, man.
9 months into the so in a few more months, yeah.
Michael Morales, 25 years young, 17-0, and he's gotten the treatment that they do when they want to push a guy, aka they fought Trevin Giles and Neil Magny, 2 of the most infamous gatekeepers at 170. He knocked out Neil Magny.
Has he not had the most proper build-up, though, for a young fighter?
That's what I'm saying.
Taking into account he's 25.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying though. Like
he got signed. He got signed 4 years ago.
Yeah,
he was 21.
Yeah, knocked out Trevin Giles, knocked out Adam Fugi, beat Matt Griffin, beat Jake Matthews. It came back and knocked out Neil Magny last August. Now he's ready for his first main event, man. He's a massive favorite. Do you think that Gilbert Burns can he provide anything in this? Obviously, he's a huge favorite, Michael Morales. Gilbert Burns coming in off a long layoff. He's had some injuries.
When it comes to veterans,
you know?
I think Gilbert's the hardest veteran out of all of them, without a doubt.
I completely agree with you. Yeah, I mean, you've seen that. It's honestly
everybody.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this 170 division, like out of all the vets, like the hardest vet you could get is probably Burns. I mean, if we're not talking like Kamaru, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like this is going to be a hard ass fight. And it's an important fight for Michael Morales. And like I said, I think he's had the proper build-up, like the perfect build-up you want for like a fresh, young fighter. I mean, we're talking about, like I said, a kid who got signed at 21 years old in the Contender Series, is now 25. Like, getting this opportunity, being the main event. It's in the Apex. It's against a big name. The next fight's going to be probably on a pay-per-view against another massive opponent. Like, let's see what the fuck we can do here. And by the way, when it comes to this, like, group of young cats, like, man, for me, Michael Morales has been, like, up there. Like, I feel like he's under, like, he should be getting the kind of treatment we give, like, Carlos, that we were giving Carlos Prates, you know, leading up to the Ian Gary fight. Like, that's how I look at Michael Morales.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he is that high level. You know, you've seen it in the fights thus far.
But he's entertaining.
Yeah, he's very entertaining. He's dude, he's the whole package, man. I mean, as far as like, he's not a huge talker, so I guess not really in that way. But
no, I don't think he has much English in his back pocket.
Yeah, exactly. But like, and as far as like, man, being a fighter, like it being young and showing the improvement, fight to fight. I love me some Gilbert Burns. I think Gilbert's gonna show some things. I think he might win a round. Might win 2 rounds. Yeah. You know, it gets Sean Brady, similar thing there. If 20 seconds away from beating JDM, we know the story. You know, like they beat Hamzat whenever he was on the rise. He can provide a lot of challenges to these young kids who are on the rise, and I think he will. But I do think Michael Morales will get his hand raised on Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, I also got to be realistic. I mean, we gotta say, I think Gilbert is past his best days.
Yeah, man. I mean, especially I think that shoulder injury against Belal Muhammad, where he just.
Bro, he had a run though, bro.
Dude, I mean, if he doesn't take that fight against Belal Muhammad, he might get another title shot. You know,
dude, like, don't even get me started.
Dominated Mag. So after losing to Kamaru, he beat Wonder Boy. He had that incredible fight with Hamzat where he nearly beat Hamzat. He beat Neil Magny, who at that point was kind of a little bit of a resurgence himself, and then beat Jorge Masvidal. And then he took that fight with Belal on like a month's notice. And he fucked up his shoulder in round 1.
Gilbert would always be my what if, man. Like, if one thing went right here, maybe he fought at 170 sooner. I said, fuck.
People forget that close to beating Kamaru. The first round knockdown's never remembered, man. It just isn't. Like, yeah. Anyways, man. Moving down to this co-main event. Paul Craig.
Nerf gun in my mouth, dude. Like,
oh my God, dude. Literally. Yeah, I'm not a Paul Craig fan either. No, I'm fucking around.
No,
yeah, I've been talking with the Gilbert thing. I know, I'm fucking around. We love Paul Craig here. But
do
Paul Craig.
By the way, shout out to Pitbull.
Yeah, for sure. It is. Paul Craig has lost 5 of his last 6.
I'm sorry, we haven't talked about that off air, but it's so fucking cool.
But he has lost 5 of his last 6. 3 in a row. Last loss to Bo Nickel, who's coming off a loss himself. Taking on a rising guy, Rodolfo Balto, who's coming off a draw with Jimmy Crute. Prior to that, man, he was having some big success. Knocked out Ilho Pateria, won a fight in the Contender Series. He's 12-2-1. Younger guy, 29 years old. What do you got, man?
He's tough. He's good. He's Brazilian.
That's obviously a big attribute. That helps a lot. That helps a lot.
Dude, but I'm not going to estrange myself to knowing how Paul Craig's going to fight and how he probably will lose this fight.
Anything can happen.
He's going to try to pull guard. He's going to try to get him to the ground. Then this guy might get in his guard. It might be stupid. And then, oh shit, got submitted by Paul Craig. Who would have known?
Yeah.
Like, I'm picking Rodolfo Belal, so hopefully he knows, like, keep this shit on the feet, blast this guy in the face.
Yeah, this feels like one of those fights where it's like, yeah, man, I mean, I'm going to pick Rodolfo Balto, but, like, it would not shock me whatsoever if it's like, oh, damn, Paul Craig just got another submission out of nowhere, against this young kid on the rise. So I would not be surprised at all. But Rodolfo Balto, tough kid, hits hard, he's looked good in his experience thus far, so... Paul Craig, man, looks like he's sliding at 37, so we'll see. But I don't know. Rest of the card, you said it earlier. The rest of this card is actually pretty decent. The undercard, you have Sadiq Youssef taking on Myron Santos. I love that.
155, not 45.
Yeah, man, and I like that for Sadiq Youssef too, man. I mean, I'm very interested to see how he looks at 155 because I remember I had a lot higher hopes for him at 145. When he first came through, he was kind of getting a lot of big wins, and he kind of lost to Barboza, which is kind of a fight where I thought, okay, you should have passed that test. honestly. And then he got knocked out by Diego Lopez. So, I don't know, man. But yeah, I love that fight, though. I love me some Marion Santos. Rest of the card, though. Dustin Stolfus, Nerlson Ruzabiov. Oh, man. I love that dude, Nerlson. I still think he has a lot to offer. Losing to Buckley, that's a loss that looks a lot better in hindsight, especially given the short notice nature of it. Dustin Stolfus, though, very entertaining in his own right. Coming through here. Got a knockout winner, Marc-Andre Barrios, last time out. Should be fun. Julian Erosa, Mezcal Costa. Banger. I love that fight, dude. I love that fight. Gabe Green taking on, kind of needs a win against Mateus Camilo.
By the way, that's the kid who beat the guy who, remember Dana was like, hey, let me fight on the contender?
Yes.
So the guy who beat that guy is him. That's Mateus Camilo.
Oh, shit. Okay, word. All right. I got you.
But wait, don't freak out. I'm just going to stand up because I need to stretch for a second.
No, you're good. You're good. We also got in the prelims Jared Gordon, Thiago Moises, Battle of the Vets. I like that. I say Battle of the Vets. Thiago Moises turned 30 like a month ago. Deceptively young in this division. But yeah, man, I like that fight still. Two guys who've been around the block at 155.
Still a good fight.
Yeah. Milano Santos taking on Tinara Liboza. So at 135. We could use any blood at 135, so hopefully they can make a big performance. Yadir Deval taking on Connor Matthews. Yadir Deval, out of Cuba, an interesting guy. Very young, undefeated thus far, coming off the Contender Series. I'm not going to say one way or the other. I feel like I haven't seen enough of him, but I liked his Contender Series fight. I saw that one. Big favorite coming through here, so we'll see what we can do at 145. Elise Reed, Denise Gomez, women's strawweight. That's fine. And then Park Young Sung taking on Carlos Hernandez at flyweight. I like that fight.
We love our flyweight too.
We're for flyweight enjoyers, all right? Because it's the most underrated weight class in the UFC. And then opening up the card, I'm surprised this one actually is a little bit higher up. Tisha Pennington taking on Luana Poirier. Tisha Pennington, man, still doing the damn thing. She's only 35, but she's been around for a long time. You know, mother now, so we'll see what she can do. But anyways, man, anything else you want to say about this card before we go and move on?
No, it's just a solid night of fights.
Definitely. It should be fun, man. It should be fun.
By the way, starting at 3, too. Pretty nice race.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I had no idea.
Or I think 2 our time. I don't know.
Yeah, I had no idea it was going to go ahead and run that early. So that should be fun, man. Should be fun.
Yeah, 3 our time.
Yeah. All right, cool. But we have a lot of announcements, boys. We have been talking about, we talked about it on the show, honestly, weeks ago now, about the fact that there are no major UFC fights kind of in the pipe. I mean, we had these fights that happened this weekend. We've had, obviously, Dustin and Max announced for, I believe, July in New Orleans. But for the most part, we haven't really had the summer schedule until now. We have a lot of fights announced. A couple of them we'll just run through. Robert Whittaker was going to be fighting, not Jigas, oh my God. Oh my God. I almost had a fucking stroke there. Yeah, dude, thank you. RDR. DeRitter, who just coming off that win over Bo Nickel. I think because of the acronyms like the DDP. I switched up with RDR in my head, but you got the idea.
You switched them. You flipped them.
Yeah, dude. So RDR, that fight's gonna be happening. But the bigger news is honestly.
By the way, that card's in the Middle East. I don't even know if you mentioned that.
No, that one is in the Middle East. When's the official date on that one?
I'm pulling it up.
Yeah,
I think it's the July one. Literally, that I mentioned earlier. July 26th.
Yeah, I believe you're correct. I just want to throw that one out there because we didn't get a lot of fight night announcements. So that was a fight night fight that was announced. The bigger news is that we have UFC 317 officially announced. This is International Fight Week.
By the way, I was correct. That is going to be in the Etihad Arena.
There we go. Look, man, we finally have International Fight Week announced. UFC 317. Dude, they make a big show of it every year. Hall of Fame. They have all the fan events going down in Las Vegas at the end of June/early July. June 28th is the official date. T-Mobile Arena. For Ilia Toporia's UFC lightweight return/debut, however you want to look at it. He's fought at 155 before, but you get the idea. First high-level fight at 155. UFC gold on the line. Undisputed gold. We knew it'd be either interim. A lot of people saying it was going to be interim. It says undisputed. Charlie Olives in the main event. The Oliveira era trying to return. Man, coming off the win over Michael Chandler in November. He looked excellent. The first fight against Michael Chandler, you kind of saw like, oh man, he kind of got knocked down. That was in that incredible run. Dude, he showed the veteran spirit. He showed how much better he got. He dominated Iron Michael Chandler for 5 rounds. Angel, give me your thoughts. This is a fight that we talked about. I think if you cannot do Islam Ilia, this was the fight to make.
It was the only other choice. I mean,
They could have done Arman.
hey, Elio versus Arman. Shit, I wouldn't have been complaining.
I would have loved that fight. But I am biased. I'm not going to lie. I'm a Charlie Olives fan. I think that...
By the way, if this motherfucker really gets on his resume in a row, Max Holloway, Alexander Volkanovski, Charles Oliveira...
Generational. If he can be Charlie Olives, a generational type run.
Dude, what?
Genuinely. Volk, and especially if he finishes him.
Dude, you know how video games have GOAT status?
Yes.
This guy's speedrunning GOAT status.
Literally. Well, and you got to keep in mind here, Charlie Olives has not been finished since 2017. Let's say ELYXR. Now, he got finished by Islam, but it was a submission. I mean, like, knocked out. Like, if he gets knocked out by ELYXR, that would be...
Against who in 2017?
Paul Felder.
And before that?
I'm
just curious.
I think Max?
Because if I remember right, there was an injury in that one too, right?
No, he just got fucked up. You're thinking of the Max one. He lost due to esophagus. Like, he got hit in the esophagus.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, yeah, man. His only finished losses in the last decade is that injury, and then the knockout loss to Paul Felder when Paul Felder was just a killer.
So it's hard to put out Charlie Olives like that,
dude. Yeah, man. I would. I'm not gonna say I'd be shocked because I'm done doubting Elite especially at the top level. But I love that fight, man. That's all I gotta say. I love that fight. We'll preview it because it's only 6 weeks away now.
What the fuck?
Book your tickets to Las Vegas, people. That's all I gotta say. Book your tickets to Las Vegas.
They made it worth your time finally.
They finally did. Because this co-main event's excellent as well. Alexander Pantoja, Kaikar France.
Oh my God, who didn't know?
I know. We knew this one was in the pipe for a long, long time. And the only reason this fight's happening is because Kaikar France got lucky enough to lose to Alexander Pantoja on the Ultimate Fighter and not in a professionally sanctioned fight. Technically, that one was like exhibition or whatever you call whenever amateur fights. I don't know how they technically call it.
It's cool because they got history.
Yeah, they have that history. Pantoja already beat him once. And look, KKF, I mean, he's coming off a big win over Steve Verseg. He has lost 2 of his last 3 and has largely kind of faltered whenever he's kind of like taking that huge step up in competition. But look, man, we'll see what happens, you know? We've been wrong before. Pantoja's 35. Guys slow down, but he's also seems to be a generational type talent. 3 title defenses in a row. He has the wins over everybody else in the division, including KKF.
And by the way, these guys have to be the flyweights in the UFC right now with the most fights.
Oh, yeah, dude. I would imagine. These guys are both seasoned veterans at this point. So, excited to see it, man. KKF, could he pull off the upset? I wouldn't pick him, but I mean,
by the way, 37th professional bout for Kaikara France.
God, dude, that's crazy.
35th for Pantoja.
That's actually crazy, dude. It's actually insane. Yeah, love that fight. Can't wait to see it. Let's go for the cannibal, man. I'm really excited to see that one. One of the most entertaining guys in UFC. You look down the rest of the card. We're just gonna run through these relatively quickly. Benil Dariush, Renato Moicano. I dig it. A rebook of the original fight in January whenever Renato ended up fighting for the UFC title. So good for Benny that he got it back, I guess. Brandon Royval against Manel Cape. Finally, that fight has been rebooked. Presumably, if somebody falls out, they'll just throw them in the co-main event. That works perfectly. Paulo Costa, Roman Kopylov is a banger. Granted, I'm not going to let myself get my hopes up because Paulo has had a very big history of fights falling through.
Hey,
and,
but he said he's done though.
No, I know what he said. Paulo Costa famously also always tells the truth. Anyways, Jack Hermanson, Gregory Rodriguez. I love that fight as well. 185 should be fun. Johnson Denise, Justin Taffa, Viviano Judo taking on Tracy Cortez, rounding out the card. Still got some other fights to be announced, but for International Fight Week, that's a hell of a lineup, man. Love it. However, we did get one other fight announced. There's only one fight announced for this one, but we do know the main event of UFC 319. August 16th, United Center, Chicago, Illinois. Dricus du Plessis, DDP, taking on Hamzat Chimaev. Nasruddin Imavov officially back up for the fight. Angel, give me your thoughts. Finally official.
Fuck yeah. Fucking finally. We get Chimaev in the state. Might have to road trip, bro. Might have to road trip.
And you know what's crazy? It's been 5 years coming. We've been talking about this guy ever since he came in. He had that 10-day turnaround. Like, oh, damn, this guy might be a future champion. He's now 31.
We finally get to see him in America.
Finally get to see him in America for the first time since, I think,
Isn't that
April.
Crazy? One of the biggest stars to compete.
First time since April 2022. He'll be fighting in America. So, insane, dude.
He fought in April in America?
Yeah, April 2022. He fought Gilbert Burns in Florida.
I forgot that.
But I believe that was his only UFC. Well, actually, did both of his 10 fights take place on Fight Island? 10-day turnaround? No, so he fought once in Vegas in 2020, and then he fought, obviously, fucking Burns in Florida. So, there you go. Yeah, and then he ended up having the visa issues due to things. Associations. I'm not getting into it. I'm just Google. Yeah, man, love the fight. Happy to see it happening, and hopefully we get some other fight announcements soon for that undercard. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy it's finally booked. The only real thing to kind of say now that we have the official schedule for the rest of summer, Tom Aspinall, John Jones, bare minimum could happen in November. Unless they throw Tom Aspinall against somebody on the undercard at one of these events, which would just be horrific because he's the heavyweight champion of the world. So, yeah, man, totally not ducking. I mean, he's just taking his time. That's what he said. He said he's not ducking. Angel, I'm not sure if you saw his post on Instagram. He said he can't be ducking because he's enjoying his best life. That's it, which sounds like some shit that like an 18-year-old girl would say.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, so he's living his best life, and I think he should live his best life. John, you deserve it. You just deserve it to not have the UFC title around your waist while you do it. That's all I think. But yeah, rest of the schedule for the summer looks awesome though. We have two little quick news pieces to hit before we get out of here. Patchy Mix. Angel, Patchy Mix, the former Bellator champion, is now a unrestricted free agent, has been demanding his release since the end of last year. Famously, only fought once last year as one of the greatest bantamweights on the planet. They would not give him any fights. There was famously a massive issue once he headed to the PFL. Finally a free agent. Angel, the rumor is he's already in talks to the UFC. Who would you like to see Patchy Mix fight in his UFC debut?
Jose
No.
I mean, shit. Can you pull up the 135 rankings?
Yeah, of course. So, at 135, here's what we got. I think you just...
Piotr Jan.
There you go. I was literally about to say. Fuck that. No offense to him. Marcus McGee, fuck that fight. I think that's a pointless fight. 13 versus 2. I mean, that's not happening, man. Slide in Patchy Mix, and we're back. It's that simple.
Or they could get away with any ranked fighter, to be honest.
They could. I just think that's the best one to make.
I feel like you got to shoot high. If I'm him and coming in, I'm like, hey, I have self-belief in myself. I want this much. I want this kind of money, and I'm willing to fight this level of competition.
Yeah, well, and stylistically, that's just such a good fight. Like, that's the reason I want to see that one. But yeah, I mean, they can get away with any ranked guy.
Also, he'd fight the other Jan.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
He fought the Jan that beat Jan, and now he's fighting Jan himself.
There you go.
Gonna be a nice little full circle moment.
Yeah, there you go, man. Yeah, I like that. So,
because how old is Patchy, dude? I mean,
Patchy's, I believe, 31.
I say Patchy is
31. Yeah,
I say he's not like 28. You know?
No, but that's why it's time for him to go.
That's what I'm saying.
We got to push him. So we'll see what happens. But I'm happy he's finally the free agent. The PFL just. Why'd you buy Bellator, I guess, if you're not going to book any of the guys? Like, they've lost almost every single notable fighter from that deal. Like, almost. But, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Happy Patchy's going to head to the UFC. Last piece of news. This will be a quick hit, because we actually talked about him, like, returning from retirement, like, multiple times. But Manny Pacquiao.
It's actually happening, though.
46 years old. Hasn't fought since the loss to Yordenis Ugas. In 2021, there was a back-and-forth fight, but still he lost. He's going to try and set the record as the oldest welterweight champion, taking on Mario Barrios. July 19th, Las Vegas, Nevada. Amazon Prime pay-per-view. Angel, give me your thoughts. Give me your interest level. A lot of people shitting on this fight. A lot of people very much downplaying it. Are you a fan of it?
I mean, I'm interested. I get why people might not be, but it's like, dude, Manny's already proved us wrong once. He can do it again.
Yeah.
So... Also, it's like it's not like I don't know what the other side is if things don't go in the happy ending. You know what I mean? Like, I know what could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think.
Also, it's like, what if he does it?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, you watch fights for the what if. You know what I mean? And I think, look, man. I mean, Mario Barrios is coming off fight. Who do you fight? Abel Ramos on like that Jake Paul undercard. You know, like I'd rather see this than that. Granted, that fight ended up being a banger, but that guy wasn't very notable heading into it. You know
I mean, that's the thing, though.
But also Mario Barrios makes every fight a banger. The guy, for all you can say about him, is I've seen people like shit on him, like, oh, he's like the worst champion at 147 right now. He might be, but I'll tell you what, he goes out there, he puts on fun fights. The Tank fight was incredible. I thought the Thurman fight was really fun, even though he kind of got whooped. His last fight was incredible. You know, he beat Ugas. That was a fun fight too. So. I wouldn't pick Manny Pacquiao, but am I going to doubt him after he already won the title like 41 against like Keith Thurman, who's like undefeated at that point? No. But I will say, having watched that Rise in exhibition last year, the age was showing. Now, granted, you could argue maybe Manny wasn't full. Maybe he thought it was going to be more of like a show exhibition, kind of like, because sometimes they have show exhibitions and they have like, okay, it was a real fight, just not on the record exhibition. And it ended up devolving into that second one. When Ricky Ampo was kind of lighting him up in the second.
Oh, so Ampo's a bigger guy, right?
And Ampo isn't a bigger guy. I believe fights at like 170, I think, in kickboxing.
To give you an idea, he was sparring with Sean Strickland, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's the type of guy he is. And he's like 6'1", 6'2". Like, he's a big dude. So
Mario Barnes is 6 foot, though. Or at least that's what he's listed
Yeah,
at.
exactly. Mario Barnes is a big guy for the division, too. So, but look, I don't hate the fight. I really don't hate it. Now, granted, it's...
What's a fight you would hate if Manny was trying to come back to?
I mean...
What if he fought Spence?
I mean, Boots Ennis would be bad. Spence would be bad.
Maybe not
Spence at this point, because Spence hasn't fought in 2 years and got demolished.
That's what I'm saying. Current Spence. I'm saying 2 years.
I wouldn't hate that. But Spence doesn't have a title. And of all the champions, Manny's trying to do that same shit like Klitschko was trying to do like 2 years ago. Like, all right, I'm gonna wait for like.
What if he bought Barrios and then he called out Spence? 2 year layoff to come back to for Spence. That wouldn't be bad.
I wouldn't hate that. But like, if Manny Pacquiao wins, what does he do? Like, what does he do? Like, genuinely, like
Bud Crawford. You're next.
Dude, no. Well, you know what?
For money.
No, hear me out. If Manny Pacquiao wins, you have book him against Rolly Romero. I'm not joking. I think that's the perfect fight to make.
I mean, you could do it, right?
Rolly Romero. He's already upset Ryan Garcia. Give him that huge fight. He deserves it.
What if you do Ryan versus Manny?
You know what? They talked about that one a couple years ago. I don't know if you remember that one.
Right.
Yeah. In 2021, I think. Before we ended up fighting Ugos. I wouldn't hate that. Pac-Man against Ryan.
It'd sell. It would fucking sell.
But Ryan, I mean, we obviously know there's a lot of stuff going on with him right now, so we'll see. But yeah, it'd be fun. If Manny wins, good for him, but I don't know how we'll do. Regardless, anything else we can talk about before we go and close out, man?
No, man, that was a lot. That was really fun.
Yeah, I agree. Hope you guys enjoyed. You guys like our new graphic. Shout out to Angel over here for making them, for the channel logo and also our thumbnails. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Hope you guys enjoy the fights this weekend. I'm at Josh Soundoff on Twitter. He's at Angel Ortega _01 at Courtside Sound for all things related to the show. Hope you guys enjoy the fights. Peace.